If this is your very first video within the organizational theory studies, I would like to welcome you. In this video, we are going to talk about what is an organization. And the reason why I have chosen that this video is going to be first is that we are going to meet this term organization throughout all the videos. And that's why it is quite necessary to understand what is an organization. So we are going to go through a definition of the organization, and then we will talk about the concept called entrepreneurship. Now let's first think about the organizations. Do we really recognize the organizations around us? Well, not really, because they are in some sense intangible for us. So they are intangible. We mostly think about the organizations in two ways. The first is, as you all know, the organizations quite often are creating some product. So here I have some organization and it is creating, let's say, smartphones. Now, this smartphone is in our pocket. Do we think about the organization that has created this product, or do we think about the product itself? Of course, we think about the product, not the organization that is behind it. So that is the first reason. So we have two reasons why we cannot really imagine the organizations. So we think about the products. Now, secondly, we feel or we understand organizations as something intangible because we only think about them when they fail quite often. So when they fail. Now imagine that your smartphone, or let's imagine some service. So in this case we are going to have some service that is this organization producing. And now they sort of fail when they are delivering this service. So let's say you are going for a doctor's check and you have to wait for 2 hours to get to the doctor. So this organization clearly failed, and that is the moment just when we start to think about the organization itself. So it's quite tricky to understand what is an organization from a natural perspective. So let's see the official definition, which is stated here. So organization is a tool people use to coordinate their actions to obtain something they desire or value. Now, from my experience, there are going to be a lot of such definitions. It is always the most important to remember the noun, which is over here. So let me highlight it properly. So it is a tool. So always try to remember noun. So organization is some tool. Now this tool people use to coordinate their actions to obtain something they desire or value. So these people would like to obtain something they desire or value. So now we can imagine it this way. We have some people, and these people would like to obtain something they desire or value, so we can call it some sort of a goal. So they have some common goals. Now they are going to use some tools to obtain this goal. So they are going to use some tool, and thanks to the tool they will be able to coordinate themselves. So coordinate. And now where does the organization come to the place? Well, organization is a tool. So here is our organization. So really think of it as a tool. Now to give a concrete example, let's say that let's say those are four friends. And these four friends have a common goal, or they would like to have a security of payments. So they would like to have safe payments over the internet. So security of payments. But currently there is no one out there, no organization that would provide them with a secure payments over the internet. So let's say they set up some sort of an online bank. And here you see it's a tool, a bank, this organization is a tool that will allow them to achieve their goal. And of course now they are going to simply coordinate themselves and create this organization. Now, who are these people which we have just described? These four friends, who have they been? Well, we call them the entrepreneurs. And that's when we are getting to another concept, which is called the entrepreneurship. This is the process by which people recognize opportunities to satisfy needs and then gather and use resources to satisfy those needs. So again, let's think about the noun first. Here we have the noun, the process. The process by which people recognize opportunities. So these people are recognizing opportunities to satisfy needs and then gather and use resources to satisfy those needs. So you can imagine it quite clearly. So these people have seen some opportunity, and let me just change my color. I will just, so we have had some opportunity. Now this opportunity, in this case it was a security of payments, has been recognized. And now we will use and gather some resources to satisfy these needs. So let's say we can take a bank loan, let's say $50,000, and we will create this sort of a company, and thanks to that we will satisfy this need which we have recognized. So as you can see, these two concepts are thinly interlinked, but what is the most important is to remember that organization is a tool people use to coordinate directions to obtain something they desire or value.